Today we're taking a look at these MLB matches, which are happening on Tuesday, April 11, 2023, and giving you our team and total picks for today. Welcome back to High Stakes. Before we dive into our video, don't forget to subscribe and to push the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. Also check out our Patreon if you want access to our premium picks. Our Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money, and if you are interested in props and parlay picks, check out our new channel High Stakes Props and Parlays, where you can find our player props and parlay picks predictions. You will find the link to our Patreon and to our new channel in the description and comments section below. New York Yankees vs Cleveland Guardians. The Yankees turned to Cole on Tuesday night, and the trend certainly steered toward the Bronx Bombers. Cole was 2-0 against the Guardians in the regular season last year and followed that up with two dominant starts in the AL divisional round. He has gotten off to a strong start this year with 2 straight wins and 19 strikeouts and 12.1 innings pitched. Cleveland's offense is predicated on long at-bats and base running. Cole's ability to get swings and misses will keep the Guardians off the base paths. Meanwhile, Gaddis takes the mound for Cleveland and is not the swing and miss pitcher that Cole is. Gaddis is a contact pitcher and will struggle against this powerful Yankees lineup. I expect the Bombers to get back on track with a long ball against Gaddis and pull away for a series-tying win in Game 2 of the series. Take the Yankees with a money line. The Yankees fell to 6-4 on Monday, dropping a 3-2 decision to the Guardians in Cleveland. The Bombers pushed across 2 runs in the first inning but were shut down the rest of the way to take the loss. New York had 6 hits in the game, and the team's 9-game home run hitting streak to start the season came to an end. Starter. The Yankees had a chance to tie the game in the 8th inning with a runner on third and no one out, but Aaron Judge, Anthony Rizzo, and Giancarlo Stanton were all retired without getting the run across. Yankees starter Domingo German lasted just 3 innings, allowing 2 runs while walking 5 batters. The Cleveland Guardians made it 2 wins in a row on Monday night with a come-from-behind win over the Yankees. Starter Shane Bieber got off to a rocky start after allowing a 2-run double in the first inning. He settled in after that, holding the Yankees in check over his final 6 innings of work. Bieber's final line was 7 innings, 5 hits, and just 2 earned runs to pick up the win. Reliever James Karinchak worked his way out of a runner on third and no-out jam in the 8th to hold the lead. Our total pick is over. Houston Astros vs Pittsburgh Pirates. After 2 fireworks-filled games, totaling 38 runs between the Pirates and the White Sox, Game 3 ended with a Pirates 1-0 win. Oneil Cruz went down with an ankle injury that will sideline him for several months. The injury resulted in a scuffle and took away some early season momentum from the Pirates. Jack Suwinski hit a sac fly that led to a Kanan Smith-Njigba score, the only of the afternoon. The offense recorded just 2 hits, but were carried by pitcher Johan Oviedo, who held Chicago scoreless through 6.2 innings and logged 5 Ks. RHP Mitch Keller will be on the hump for the Pirates. He's coming off a strong outing against the Red Sox where he threw for 7 innings, struck out 7 and gave up just 1 run. Keller was a mixed bag a season ago, keeping a lower ERA at home, but allowing a higher hit rate and giving more walks. Keller posted an ERA below his career average last season at 3.91, but his strike rate remained low at just 7.81 per 9 innings pitched. Keller will look to continue his strong ball command from a year ago, as his barrel rate is indicative of a pitcher that can surrender the long ball. Pittsburgh enters this game with a +1 run differential, which is good for 15th in the majors. The Pirates are right around league average in terms of batting average, but what has helped the Pirates has been their ability to log extra base hits and extend each contact play. Unfortunately, they've also found themselves hitting into double plays nearly as much as anyone in the league. And while they sit bottom 10 in plate appearances, they've been able to knock shots out of the yard at clip that's 11th in the majors and is good for around 1.25 homers per game. However, just because Pittsburgh has been able to go long often, one can't negate the fact that home run-centric offenses are feast or famine, and due to this the Pirates at bottom 5 in runners left in scoring position. If the Pirates aren't able to get to Javier early, they may be in for a long night of guessing at the plate. While Javier has been more hittable on the road over his career, he's entered this season locked on and will look to take advantage of the Pirates squad that likes to swing for the fences. Keller, on the other hand, has been a much more erratic pitcher, and he's been prone to fall victim to several multi-run innings. Look for the Astros to bring the bats on the road and for Javier to keep the Pirates guessing. Take Houston on the run line. We've seen that the Pirates can light up the scoreboard as their last series was on pace for nearly 45 runs over 3 games. That being said, with the Pirates able to score in bunches, their bullpen can also allow runs to come in droves. Houston is disciplined at the plate and will look to capitalize on Keller's inconsistency. The Pirates at top 10 in home run rate and won't pass an opportunity to try and drive the ball over the fence. The play is the over 8 runs. Miami Marlins vs Philadelphia Phillies. Aaron Nola has been doing a decent job this season when diving into his baseball saving page, as he is in the 83rd percentile in chase rate, 73rd percentile in hard hit percentile, 62nd percentile in ZERA, and 56th percentile in walk percentage. He throws 5 different pitches: fastball, curveball, changeup, sinker, cutter, and his heater has been hit the most as he is 3 for 12 with a home run. Nola faced the Marlins 3 times a year ago as he finished 1-0 in 22 innings and allowed 3 runs on 14 hits with 3 walks and 26 strikeouts. Aaron Nola has been getting hit a bit, but he is facing an easier lineup in the Miami Marlins. The ability to get base hits is critical to having success, and there is a great difference as Miami is 25th with a .231 team batting average, while Philadelphia is up at 10th with a .261 team batting average so far. The Phillies have won 10 of the last 13 games against the Marlins, so go with the Philadelphia Phillies to win this game. Neither team has been doing well in terms of hitting home runs, as Miami is 12th in MLB with 11 homers, while Philadelphia is tied for 22nd with 8 homers thus far. Aaron Nola and Jesus Luzardo have been 2 great starting pitchers with experience against the opposing lineups. The under has hit in 8 of the previous 10 games against one another, so go with under 7.5 runs in this game. Boston Red Sox vs Tampa Bay Rays. The Rays have won 9 straight games and 6 straight home games. They have been the best defensive team in the league so far, and they were on a roll in their last series, averaging more than 10 runs per game. They have done a great job hitting right-handers and will play well offensively in this game because Whitlock has been used primarily out of the bullpen and hasn't had a lot of success against the Rays, giving up 13 hits and 5 runs in 12 innings against them. The Red Sox have won 3 of their last 4 games, and they're also playing well offensively, averaging 8 runs per game in their last 3 games. Even though they have hit the ball well against left-handers, they will struggle offensively in this game because McClanahan has done a great job on the mound so far, giving up 2 runs in 2 starts. They also have one of the best bullpens in the league, which has a 1.86 ERA through 9 games. McClanahan gave up 3 total runs in his last 3 starts against the Red Sox and will keep their offense in check, so go with Tampa Bay to cover the run line. Our team pick is Tampa Bay Rays minus 1.5 runs. While Shane McClanahan isn't likely to give up many runs in this one, I'm still taking the over of 7.5. The Rays alone have been scoring 8.3 runs per game to start the season and have scored at least 7 runs in each of their last 5 games, averaging 9.6 runs per game over that stretch. With Garrett Whitlock making his first start coming off the Illinois and mixed results as a starting pitcher throughout his career, the Rays have a good shot to keep their streak alive of scoring 7+ runs per game. The Red Sox have also scored the 3rd most runs per game this season, with 59 entering Monday. If they can just get a couple runs across the plate, the over should hit easily. Our total pick is over 7.5 runs. Detroit Tigers vs Toronto Blue Jays. After starting the season on the wrong foot, losing 3 of their first 4, the Toronto Blue Jays have gotten hot and rattled off 5 wins in their last 6 games. Hoping to make the playoffs for the 3rd time in 4 seasons, the Blue Jays are off to a solid start. Unlike the Tigers, the Blue Jays have no shortage of hot bats, with 3 players batting .400 or higher to begin the season. Matt Chapman is off to a blistering start this season, smacking an incredible .475 batting average so far, with a 1.323 OPS. Vlad Guerrero Jr. continues to do his thing, batting .439 with an OPS of 1.120 thus far. Kevin Kiermaier has been extremely impressive for his new team as well, hitting .400 on the young season while continuing to play his usual stellar defense. I'm taking the Blue Jays minus 285 in this one. While Matt Manning may be able to keep it close for Detroit, the Blue Jays' scorching hot bats should be too much to overcome for this young Tigers team. With Bichette, Guerrero, Chapman, Varsho, and Kiermaier all batting above .300 at the moment, it will be a tough test for Manning. This is the perfect team for Alek Manoah to get back into all-star form against as well. The Detroit lineup leaves little to be desired, so as long as the Blue Jays are able to push a couple of runs across the board, they should be able to improve to 7-4 after this one. Our team pick is Blue Jays. This one will likely be a fairly low-scoring affair, so I'm going with under 8.5 runs here. The Tigers' soft lineup shouldn't pose too much of a challenge for Alek Manoah, who should be able to mow through the Detroit hitters and limit them to no more than a couple of runs. Detroit currently has scored the fewest runs in the majors, with just 27 so far. While the Blue Jays hitters are hot and should be able to push at least a few runs across the board, Matt Manning should be able to limit the damage for Detroit and not let it get out of hand. Our total pick is under 8.5 runs. San Diego Padres vs New York Mets. The Mets took 2 of 3 games from the Marlins in their home opening series prior to welcoming the Padres to town. All of their wins thus far have come versus Miami, but they suffered a loss against them on Sunday and in the process lost an important body for at least one game. The Mets could be without starting right fielder Starling Marte, who strained his neck on Sunday during a steal attempt. He did sit out of Monday's game and is listed as day-to-day. Prior to the start of this series on Monday, the Mets outfielder led the team with 10 hits and a .303 average. Over their first 10 games, the Mets offense had a .214 team batting average, the 4th worst overall. They have stolen 9 bases, 8 most, and have been caught just once. This a good chance to catch San Diego for some value. The Mets' best hitter has recently been battered a bit and his status is up in the air, though I would guess he may miss at least another game here, as swinging a bat with a strained neck can't feel good. That Padres lineup is very tough to ignore. They are stacked from top to bottom and have already shown that if one guy isn't doing anything, someone else is. These two teams were highly touted back in the offseason, so this plays up as a good chance for San Diego to prove their dominance over high-caliber teams while away from home. Weathers is making his first ever start in New York, so he doesn't even know what he's up against, which is best for a pitcher. He'll keep the Mets' left-handed bats off balance, while on the other side the Padres' right-handed bats will put Peterson in trouble, as he was in his last start. San Diego is 6-2 in the last 8 meetings with the Mets and 5-2 in the last 7 in New York. Take the Padres on the money line. This is the highest total put on these two teams since the 2021 season. Yet the last 4 games have seen the over go 3-1 and 6-4 over the last 10. Over their last 6 games, the Padres have seen 4 of their games go over, all of them eclipsing the total put on this particular matchup. For the Mets, it's been 5 overs in their last 6 games. In that span, they've allowed an average of 6.3 runs per game, while San Diego has averaged 6 runs of offense in the same stretch of games. I don't like either of these starting pitchers to hold either of these offenses in check. Expect a good amount of runs within the first 5 innings. The over is 4-0 in Weathers' last 4 starts. Take the over 8.5 runs.